Hey, we back again. It's two peas in a pod.
Cass.
I'm your host, Rich,
And I'm your host, DK.
and today we're gonna explore this anti-Semitism thing. Exactly like what is it? Who can be anti-Semitic? Who can't be anti-Semitic? How does it affect people? Are people just calling any and everything anti-Semitism just to silence people? So we just gonna touch on different topics of that. Show the video from Kyrie. Kyrie been under attack. As far as the man just posted a video or a documentary that's on Amazon Prime on his Twitter page, Twitter profile.
You recall the title of the documentary?
It was from Hebrews to Negroes.
Yeah.
Right?
Man.
And he been getting a lot of pushback. It had no caption on it. All he did was like literally just share it, and it was a video documentary that came out in 2018. He watched it, so on and so forth. And they've been down, his throat trying to get him to apologize. And, they suspended him for 5 games. I think he had to pay like $500,000
For freedom of speech.
Yeah, and then it's like it was like freedom of post at this point. Like he didn't even say anything. You get what I'm saying?
He didn't make the documentary. I believe he did say that. He said, I didn't make it, but.
Right, and then on top of that, it's on Amazon. But nobody's coming at Amazon. Nobody's coming at Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, Jeff Bezos, you got anti-Semitic movies on your platform.
We're going to disconnect from Amazon. We're going to shut down Amazon.
But y'all coming at this man for tweeting.
Don't sound like a man. That sound like a boy. That sound like they treat him like a boy. Yeah, that don't sound like no man, bro. A man can say what he want to say, feel how he want to feel, as long as he ain't hurt nobody. Right. But it's starting to feel like, black men, no matter how much money they have, it's a little boy aspect to what they can say and what they can't say, what they can do and what they can't do is one thing. We got to watch our actions. But, when it comes to a black man, especially on Kyrie's, type of level, platforms that he can access, your Kanye's, these people who will come out and speak and say, well, even the Farrakhan's that will say, this is what we believe in, this is how we see life. It's like they don't want black people seeing life from any other way but destructiveness, and this is the accusation. And they're saying that accusation is anti-Semitic, that, well, what's wrong with the black people just having the idea that they used to be you, or they used to be doing the things that you did, or they live life the way you live life, and you adopted the way of life that black people once had as Hebrews. So that's an idea. No one can go back and just necessarily prove it from our age. It might be historical fact, maybe not. We question things on this show. We don't come in to try to aim. We want our listeners and our viewers to do that yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't tell you what to think. We teach you how to think on this show. So what I'm saying is, it may be true, but once again, when you say something that is false, you get laughed at, you get mocked. People just simply go show where you have error at and what you're trying to say.
Right.
When you say things that are true, people get angry and they start attacking you.
Right.
And they don't go anywhere near what you said.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at with it. As far as a person that's not going to push my opinion or anybody else, but I'm just going to formulate my own. And since it's so sensitive, I might even keep it to myself. When these people are saying, the blacks are the former, Hebrews, or we were living in that culture at one point in time, if that's so preposterous, then why is it so offensive?
Right.
And that's the question I ask you. Like, why? Like, somebody say DK used to be a white man. When you were born white. And I know for a fact I wasn't never born. I'm gonna look at them like, yeah, they look crazy. But I wouldn't say, no, I wasn't born. I wouldn't have so much of a point to prove. I apologize, and I'm fining you. And I wouldn't just take that on as a certain way of handling that, knowing that this person just said something that was completely ignorant. Which means I didn't think they were dumb, but they're missing so much information. They're not even correct. So we're gonna dive into the video if we can,
and right before we dive in the video though, but that's why. When you look at it from, like you were saying, from that perspective, whereas you are, help me out here. I lost my train of thought. But from the concept of like Kyrie, right, and him putting out that tweet and them coming after him instead of what he's saying. Even he's saying, right, I know where I come from, so I can't be anti-Semitic. Well, shit, that damn near sound like Kanye when he said, I am Jew, therefore I can't be anti-Semitic, right? This is what Kanye said. And then recently in the interview, in the post game interview, Kyrie says, I know where I come from, so I can't be anti-Semitic.
I can't be against me, yeah.
I can't be against me.
Only way I can be against me is as a Negro.
Right. So
that's the program.
So the thing is, if these guys are sharing the same sentiment in different point of times of, you know, what we're experiencing right now, because it's happening on a large platform, right? My thing is, like you said, if it's foolish for them to say that and there's no validity to it, then why not just debate them or debate someone that they got their information from on the facts to dismiss that what they saying doesn't have no relevancy.
It's not factual.
And therefore it's anti-Semitic because it doesn't have any relevancy. Because if it has relevancy, if it's truth to it, then it can't be anti-Semitic. And that's why they keep saying, I can't be anti-Semitic. I know where I come from, right? So it's like, bruh, the jig is up, right? At the end of the day,
well,
you're not going to keep fooling people just throwing that word out there, because I don't know. I don't know yes or no. I don't know if that's where we come from for sure. I don't know. However, there's a bunch of people out there that believe that. There's claim to it. There's documents and things that they have to support their claim. So now let's do this the right way. Let's debate, right? Let's debate. Get y'all Jews and your rabbis, whoever you got, and then we'll get the scholars that are black that consider themselves to be Hebrew Israelites. That's what they are, that by birthright, right? And then y'all come on a big stage and y'all debate it out. And let the proof lay out on it, because that's where you.
No, you're right, but I'm like, nah.
That's where you come to the results.
Yeah.
Just trying to make someone apologize and dismissing, people. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
But like I say, before we go to the Kyrie Irving video, I just wanted to ask you a quick question. I dove into this whole thing he was talking about, with us being Hebrews. Hebrews was just one of the tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
When I went and looked up where are the 12 tribes of Israel at today, the people of the 12 tribes of Israel were mostly Native Americans, Hispanic people, and black people that were native to this land, not Africans who were considered Hamites, in the Bible, but the black people who were, inhabited of American lands, before anybody came over here. We weren't in Africa. Black people, we were here. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what Kyrie was saying. He was saying, so when I dove into it, I'm like, okay, well, the Indians were here, the Hispanics were here, and the blacks were here. So we got Indians, Hispanics, and blacks. Okay, what Kyrie Irving is utterly saying is that we're all culturally the same, that DNA-wise, that there's no difference between me and an Indian person or me and a Hispanic person. I'm not DNA kin to a Hamite or an African person. That's not my culture. My culture is here. You feel me? And so what kind of awakening could that pose when you're telling people are very divisive, like the Indians are very to themselves on the reservation? Mexicans and blacks for years, we've been very, quarrelsome, if that's a proper, dictionary word to use. We've been very quarrelsome with Hispanics for a long time. In what manner could we ever sit down and take that information, and how could that be detrimental to what's going on? It would have to be somebody that's oppressing us from information that would be scared of that information getting released, because it's deeper than just blacks. It also has to do with Native Americans and Hispanics too. So I want to just see what Kyrie said in his interview and how he defended himself, and then I just see if we go from there.
Okay.
Where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So.
Man. one thing that bothers me is the fact that he didn't create it. It already exists. The documentary he's speaking of, from Hebrews to Negroes, already exists. It exists on Amazon. He didn't create it. He didn't put any money into it. He didn't have any part in, this thing being published to the public or anything like that. He simply watched the documentary, said what he said with a platform. With a platform, and I keep in mind, with a platform. Because I think that's the most intimidating part about, these black men. It's about their platform. It's not necessarily about them. We hear Negroes say crazy stuff all the time. Jesus coming back tomorrow. Ain't nobody gonna believe him. But if that was Kanye saying that, then that's what it's starting to become. Hold on. The platform that black men are on, we have to watch them and control them, because when they speak, people listen. But it's like, well, what if I speak and my people listen? What the hell wrong with that?
Right.
And that's the part that's starting to get offensive from what I just watched what Kyrie just said.
They don't mind people listening, but they want them to listen to the destruction.
Or their truth.
Or their truth.
No.
Correct.
Forget what I just said. That's why the destruction. Let's get back to what you said.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they don't mind a bunch of black people following or listening to black leaders when they telling them to slide on the op. You get what I'm saying?
Let's go.
For a chick to bust it open. You know what I mean?
I hit my partner,
just
baby mama, all that. That's cool.
Like if it's
let's put $1 million into that. Let's put billions in that.
Detrimental to the black community overall, we're gonna promote that, and we want them to follow them. We want them to be examples. Like, this is why these people are in place, right? So then when you got somebody that's pushing a positive message, though, that's when it's like, oh, he got a large following. We don't want everybody following him because he's pushing a positive message that could potentially wake people up. But as long as they pushing death, as long as they pushing
destruction, sexuality,
Percocets or whatever,
Percocet, Molly Percocet. That was my jam. I ain't never took that one, but they got Molly Percocet. You know what I'm saying? That was just my little jam. But guess what? That come on the radio. The little kids start dancing. The rappers got on the jury. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? We destroying our community. We putting drugs in our community. Our kids are jamming. Rhythm coming to our soul. You know what I'm saying? So we over there listening to these songs and we getting hyped to them. Whole time we programming our mind destruction.
Right.
Kyrie Irving, Kanye, these men come forth and they say, even Dick Gregory's even said this. They come forth and they say, you do know we are God's chosen people. Right. So because what the accusation of, being Hebrew, that would accuse black people, or I wouldn't say accuse, that would try to pretty much summarize black people producing Jesus. And if Jesus saved the world, then that means black people accomplished the greatest accomplishment that ever could be accomplished in the world, which is saving the world religiously, if you want to look at it through a religious point of view. So that is bigger than just black people being, culturally Hebrews. That would mean Jesus was black. That would mean we saved the world.
Kanye said Jesus is Jew.
Yeah.
Like Jesus was a Jew.
You know what I'm saying? So it's deeper than just, that would come back and say, okay, well, all the images in the church, when we was a little kid, we were going to church to see the white Jesus. But that was done like that on purpose. So now we question the Bible.
Right.
So you're not gonna
that was anti-Negrotism?
That was anti-Negrotism? The white
anti-Negrotism for a long time.
Is that the word, anti-Negrotism?
I think that's what it is. And, anti-Negrotism.
I think going to school and learning that we were slaves is anti-Negrotism. I think people making fun of us for systematically not having fathers in our home is anti-Negrotism.
I think record labels signing all these artists that's
can't even
making
read.
This detrimental music to the community is anti-Negrotism.
I think the movie Precious, you got a fat girl.
Love and Hip Hop is
anti-Negrotism.
All these ratchet ass shows that depict us in a negative stereotype and show us in a negative light is all anti-Negrotism.
So we're not allowed. So what I'm trying to get at is I'm not trying to be anti-Semitic. I'm not trying to be anti-white. I'm not trying to be, but how can I be pro-Negro without offending nobody? Bro?
Right.
That's why I'm at with it.
And it's like we can't. It's like we can't. Is that we seeing it? We seen it from Kanye. We seen it from Kyrie. We seen it over in the past. It seems like you can't be proud of being who you are.
You got to be all inclusive.
Because but Shaq, everybody else can be proud
of just who they are. And they can just work for their people. And like Shaq says, when he came online and Shaq called Kyrie to some lack of degree.
Idiot. Nah,
and I
that was disrespectful, man.
I didn't appreciate that, man. I didn't. Nah, man. Look, bro. At the end of the day, that's another black man. You know what we like Boosie said. You know what we've been through. Right. Boosie said it. You know what we've been through. You know, but we ain't got nothing. And one thing I got to say, Brett Favre. I'm gonna keep bringing it up because this about the 4th week, 5th week. White folks ain't said nothing wrong by Brett Favre, and Brett Favre got caught stealing from less fortunate people. They just gonna keep their mouth off of him. Exactly. We got Shaq online saying, "Oh, Kyrie Irving's an idiot. You know, we don't do divisiveness and this, that, the third, this, that, the third." Man, come on, bro. Come on. And it's always one of us that go check us. They'll go send one of us in a heartbeat to go check the other.
That's a fact.
You can't be divisive.
And you got to live with that. You got to live with that because at the end of the day, if you are being sent to make these statements about your own brother, to call him an idiot in the public, you know, on a public forum, like ESPN, like to do that, and like you got to feel low about yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to, bro. There's no way as a man you feel proud about the fact that you're only saying what you're saying to Kyrie Irving because you were sent to. That's the worst part about it. Like if you saying that and you honestly feel like that by yourself, that's a different story, and we still gotta address that, right? But 9 times out of 10, bro, we know these motherfuckers are sent to say this shit.
Because what is it? We got a thing called your business. You know, it's something that you put your mind on. You know, like my kids, my wife, my family, my income, my job, my dogs, my career aspirations. It's my business. If I had to give somebody a summary of what my business is, you know, a thesis statement of what I feel like my
right.
If somebody say, you know, Verbs think, you know, black people is really Jews. I gotta go to my job. No, that's your business. But I'm finna go to my place of business to call you an idiot.
Right, for thinking that. Yeah.
For thinking something that ain't got nothing to do with me. Actually, if I'm a black man and I'm saying we really higher than what we really come from how they act. We come from how they move. You know, we come from their practices. I just said something positive about you, negative about them, but I pissed you off. Hey man, mind your business, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mind your business, man. You ain't got nothing to tell me if I ain't saying nothing about you, bro. And it's time out. Black people don't defend themselves as much as we defend other groups of people. And it started off with, you know, the community. I'm not going to put out the alphabets, but I'm just going to say the community. I know I'm talking about the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We defended them more than we ever defended ourselves.
Right.
Now we looking at the Jewish movement. It's like, hold on, bro. We got, you can have 5 black kids die or from wrongful cop shooting or anything, or you can have somebody wrongfully arrested. You can have a man being released from prison that been in prison for 80 years. Shaq not going to get online and say nothing about that because that will offend what? Them people writing this check. But the minute Kyrie Irving get on TV and say what he got to say, oh, now all of a sudden you stand for equality and you don't do nothing that's divisive. Hey, man, Breonna Taylor getting shot, that's divisive, bro. And you ain't speak on that, Shaq. It was about basketball. And what I learned about them type of people is when it's something being done wrong against us, they say it's politics, they say they sports analysts, they say they basketball players, they stay out of it.
Right.
But when they go to put us in line, all of a sudden they become political and you damn near think they running for president next week.
They want to be divisive and shit.
Now we don't want to be divided. Hey, man, look, pick a side, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gonna mind your business, just worry about basketball and layups. Worry about basketball and layups, bro.
Right.
You not running for governor. You not running for mayor. We don't need you on TV telling Kyrie nothing, man. Calling this man an idiot, bro, and that's your brother. That's what's wrong right there. We would divide each other. And that's what he did. He said, I'm not against division, but yet, what did you do when you called your brother an idiot?
That's a fact.
You a hypocrite, man.
At the highest
level. And I respect Shaq. I got a Shaq jersey at the house, man. But nah, bro, I got to call an ace a spade. And when we getting played, bro.
Yeah,
you said you're not divisive, but you're ready to part ways from your brother right now because of something he got going on with some other people.
Right. That's divisive.
That's divisive, bro.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't at the end of the day, vouch for that. I'm not down for anybody publicly. I'm like with the Brett Favre. I'm like, you know, when black people do something wrong, Brett Favre, just shut up. We always want to get on TV and Brett Favre, bro. Brett Favre, just shut up. You know, I would give a damn what they, unless we speaking out to defend our culture, like, hold on, we're not against hurting kids. We're not against racially attacking other people. You know, we're not against, unless they doing something that really finna just and we got to defend ourselves.
Right.
We're not finna offend those people. And we're not going to put those people down to make other races feel better with those people, which is our people. Right. We just ain't got nothing to say.
Right.
Most of the people Brett Favre robbed was minorities. White folk ain't finna go sacrifice Brett Favre to make minorities feel good. Look, minorities, we just ain't got nothing to say as white folk. We just going to be quiet for y'all. And we're going to let justice be justice. And he got to go to court and we just going to turn our head to old Favre.
Yeah.
Why we can't turn our head to old Ye? Yeah. Why we can't turn our head to old Kyrie?
Especially if you don't agree. If you don't agree, just turn your head. If you agree, then you supposed to back and support those brothers.
You feel what I'm saying? But see, and that's what's wrong with the black community as well. When we agree, we don't back and support. We let them do it all by themselves until they get there. They'll be like, oh yeah, now we're gonna hop on the train. It's kind of like when you're trying to escape poverty from your family. The whole time you telling your family, hey, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, they looking at you laughing at you. Like when Noah was building the ark, they was laughing till it started flooding. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say Kanye and Kyrie, let's say somehow, some way they start freeing Negroes, or Negroes got different type of rights, or not every Negro want the rights, but don't want to do the work.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to make the sacrifice. They're like, well, nah, yeah, we see he lost his deal with Adidas. We see he lost his deal with Balenciaga. And you should see he don't give a F. He don't, I want to curse so, but he don't care, bro. Right. You shouldn't care about nothing that you got to lose to get your next generation of people where they got to go. Even if you got to die for that. And see, that's the part that makes me not envious, but jealous of other races, bro. Because it was people in their bloodline that said, you know what, I'd rather die and leave right now and let my generation live on better than for me to sit down there and put up with this, knowing that my son coming behind me gonna have to put up with the same.
Right.
Now I'd rather die fighting this, trying to kill it, or I'm gonna die trying before I just say I never scrapped that all. And my son gonna have the same life as me.
Absolutely.
I'm jealous of that because other coaches did. They paid that price, man. They did what they had to do, and we too scared to do it. There's a price we're going to have to pay to get what we want to get as far as having worldly respect. We ain't got to take it from other people.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, I feel like we got to fight for it. And then we go out there and fight for it. We just sit back and watch the fighters. Ain't nothing worse than you a basketball player. Ain't nothing worse than when you driving to the lane and ain't nobody cutting. Ain't nobody. Or you playing defense and he passed it to the player. And you look at your play, he just standing there while his guy came and you like, bro, we on the same team, but you ain't working. But if we win right now, you gonna go home talk about we got the dub.
Yeah.
And that's Black America right now, bro. We got a couple guys that go out there and do it, and we got a couple people that go out there and do it all, bro. Yeah. While everybody else watch. If they lose, we say, hey, that was them. If they win, we all want the dub. We got to cut that out as black people, man. We fence riders with each other. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like that's been strategically in place. And when you got people like Kanye and Kyrie coming saying, hey, black people, you don't see who you are? You don't see how you probably your biggest enemy? How like the death and the destruction of our community is being made a $1 billion profit of industry and different.
And we are our biggest enemy. We are our biggest enemy. Like,
black homicide, black, what they call it, black genocide, black on black genocide is what it's being coined, that phrase. Right. I think Kanye coined the phrase or said it first. Well, first time I heard it. You know what I'm saying? We are bringing amongst the genocide of each other. We're destroying our own race to the point where we might not even exist anymore. We doing that to each other.
And we got to do better, man. We fucking got to do better. Like, even hearing about the takeoff shit, man. Like, it's just, like, left and right, bro. Like, P&B was not too long ago, takeoff.
Dolph last year.
And it's like, it's becoming so repetitive. It's happening over and over again. And
who killing them people? Who killing them black men?
We are, man. It's being done by people that look just like them, man. And it's being done in the cities and our communities. It's not being done in other people's communities.
You know something? I was talking to my partner today, and I don't mean to cut you off, about black people saying that black people be shining too hard sometime or doing too much. Mm-hmm. When you get money, you got to know how to act around black people, or you're asking to get robbed. Or, damn, you really came around the hood flexing like that and didn't think niggas that look like you wasn't gonna try you. Right. And I do mean niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't mean to cut, but I didn't want to lose that train of thought. That's why I said that. But I feel like Dolph, I feel like a lot of Mo3, a lot of these black men, these black men come from poverty. I mean, they change their family bloodline. They get money that people in their life ain't never seen before, and all you said is hate from their own people. They enemy their own people. They robbers is their own people. Hell, I'd have been through
killers, their own people.
I done came up and looked up and said, bro, I ain't got no white man to worry about. No Jew to worry about.
Me too.
It's my own people.
Too. Always worried about my own people.
You know what I'm saying? So when you got people like Ye saying, okay, y'all wake up. Ain't nothing really wrong with us. We each other's enemy. And it's really coming from the programming, from the music and entertainment and the movies and all that. And we cut that out. And we get the music industry under control, we'll stop being under that hypnosis. Right. We'll be okay. We'll be fine.
So this is one thing I noticed too. You see all of that Ye is pushing for, what we're talking about, we're pushing for. when it's coming from us, our people try to find all these different examples of why and why not we can't do it, or it's just not acceptable, or they find other reasons to critique the individual and why we shouldn't support them. So I like to say that sometimes people get the message, unfortunately, but I don't know if you want to say unfortunately or fortunately. But unfortunately, when people get the message, they'll take it from someone else. They'll take it from a person from another
who was talking about that,
who will say the same shit that the black man just said, but for some reason they ain't take to it.
Well, I go through that with my wife.
Now look, we can say it's unfortunate, but my thing is like this: at the end of the day, as long as you know. So even if you ain't take it from me when I told you, and you heard it from him, and now you want to take it. It's unfortunate
that you wouldn't take it from me.
Wouldn't take
but
it
it's
from
fortunate
me,
that he's saying the same thing.
But you get it now.
Yeah.
So either way, even though it didn't come from me, so that's what I wanted to say, because I wanted to lead right into this video where we have a guy from another race, a Jewish guy, actually talking to the black community and black artists, you know, about what he think about what's going on in our communities.
Yeah, and maybe they can take it from him, so it won't be, you know, anti-Semitic, you know, if he says anything critiquish of, you know, who's profiting off black destruction. Because when we come back, that's what we're going to be on. We're going to be all, well, where's the money going from all this black destruction? Because we going in the grave, and we going into prison cells, and we going into poverty. So we ain't getting that money. Yeah. Somebody's profiting off black destruction, and we will talk about that after this video. Yeah.
Migos died, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about something I have a unique experience in. So I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, you know, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on, okay? I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry largely over my political beliefs, but there is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, you know, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people. But they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is, I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people, you're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Don't just get online today and talk about how, you know, whenever a rapper makes it, his own people take him down. Don't just make those videos. Don't be sad. Don't rest in peace. None of that stuff. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers and say, we have to stop. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. You know, they create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game, and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money, so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop. They've empowered you in ways that are real. You have an audience, you have platforms, you have the ability to make change. So go against the grain together. They're more afraid of you all together standing up and creating a new culture that's built around family, faith, freedom, doing the right thing, valuing life, than they are of anything else. So I challenge you, use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die. How many have to die before you change the culture? And let me tell you something else. There's a reason the record labels pay us more to do rap videos. They don't tell you that, do they? Do they tell you that they pay us more to do your videos? Because they do. They do it because they know it's more dangerous. They do it because they know it's more difficult. And they do it because, frankly, there's a lot of money laundering involved. Those labels wash a bunch of money through. We don't do it, but we know the labels are doing it 100%. Okay, they're then taking the money off the top end, and you see on your royalty check, oh, they spent $150,000 on this video. Did they? Because we didn't see $150,000. Okay, and to who? Their friend's company? A lot of times that's the case. Same thing with insurance companies. They charge us more to insure your videos. And it's because they know the culture that's been created. They know that the only possibility of a music video being shot up is on a rap video. And that's the truth. So change the culture. You have the power. Your people deserve it. You guys,
Lord, so y'all, can y'all take that from him? Can y'all take it from somebody that don't look like us, telling us to change our culture? We don't deserve what we're going through. They're using us monetarily to perpetuate those ideologies on our people and to send that out in mass. So that, guess what? We got our young boys going to jail, our young girls getting pregnant out of wedlock, our drugs being slung around our community, death. You know what I'm saying? Homicide, genocide, and all what's going on is somebody is sitting back making great profit off of this. I'm sorry, it's facts. So I feel you, Shaquille O'Neal, but if you want to go against being against division, let your people stop being divided by the powers that be, man. Speak up on that on your platform.
That's exactly what you need to be speaking up to.
You feel me?
Otherwise, you're the idiot in this scenario. That's what it seems like. For real. You gonna call
for real,
a
that was
man
funny.
that's actually
Right, an
standing up
idiot.
and
Yeah.
speaking up and holding his ground and not going on this apology tour where they try to break a black man in public.
Into a
You know
little
what I'm
boy.
saying? Yeah.
Little boy.
Like just show I have power over you. Like, I'm going to make you apologize, and you're going to apologize the way I want you to say it.
Nick
You're
Cannon.
going to say it the way I want you to say it, and you're going to say it multiple times.
So we had Kanye.
They did it. With
We had
Kevin
Kanye.
Hart.
We had Kevin Hart. Oh my, Kevin Hart. We're at what, Kyrie right now. We also had Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
So this is recent. It's like in the last year or two. It's like anti-Semitic marks or anything that's just. But it's like, why our people get to get drugged through the mud like that? Then if you don't want your people attacked for what's been, then you have the formula to what you're doing wrong to my people, bro.
Right.
And so when I look at black fathers that don't want to be fathers, or when I look at black mothers who can't get along with a man, I'm like, oh, that's systematic. When I look at a black father and say, well, I got 7 different children, 7 different baby mamas, I don't take care of none of them. It's too many songs on the radio that tell him to be like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so one thing I did, I went and looked up, Hebrew practices. And the biggest thing I saw that just really stood out to me when I was doing some research is that the Hebrew language is a language of song. Mm-hmm. So that means when you speak in Hebrew, it's basically like singing. So I was like, well, why would that be, important to black people? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I can go pick up any 5th grade kid, and he probably got 1,000 songs downloaded in his head. He don't know the Star Spangled Banner. He don't know his mathematics, but he know the last 50 songs that the Migos put out, and he know them by heart. Mm-hmm. And it's because music attaches itself to our people in a different type of way. And when I read that about the Hebrew language, I was like, well, if that's the case, what if the whole Bible, and I don't mean the Bible we got over here, but the original script we had, what if that was a song that we sung all the time? Like we sing these songs on the play, and what if we knew our whole history as a people just through the song that we were singing? Mm-hmm. So I could teach my son everything about him from start to finish, all the commandments, everything that would be in his Bible if I made it a song. And I replaced the Nardo Wick, and I replaced the 2 Chainz. I replaced all that. Let's say just from the year 2000 to the year 2022. All the songs, the Nellyville, the Hide in Here, all the songs we know by heart. What if that was our culture? What if that song Hide in Here was a song about the time somebody had a triumphant moment, in the Bible? And we would know that by heart, bruh. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, nah, how can we as a people learn music? So, I can see a child that's 4 years old sing a song. A black kid start singing one of these detrimental songs back. I'm like, well, what if that song was something positive, man?
Right.
So we're so musical That's why I feel like they use the music to really come. And then when I like the Hebrew language, the musical language, I'm like, it's starting to add up, bro. Because if I had nothing but positive things to say in the song, and I gave it to black people, like love and happiness, like those type of songs, let's make it last forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those type of songs, turn off the lights and light a candle, the 10 pentagrams. What happened to that? You feel what I'm saying? We bring that back. No, we're not out there shooting each other. Because if I'm trying to turn off the lights and light a candle, that means I'm trying to go out there and appeal to a young lady in a way where I love her and I'm trying to be there with her. And I ain't got to beef with you to do that because there's enough women to go around for everybody. And we're not out here trying to have sex with them. We're trying to love them. And then guess what? We're going to be there with the one we love, and we love the children she made.
Right.
See, a man can't be there for his kids if he made them by a woman he don't love. He sees no attachment to the kids, man. So all I'm seeing, I'm like, yeah, they got to shut them Negroes up, but they're going to use some billions of dollars. They're going to lose it, and then they're going to declare themselves an enemy of the people. And I think the scariest thing about it is, not to overtalk, but I think the scary thing about it is if you realize that these type of people that take advantage of you that much, how angry would you be with those people? And I think that's where they're saying the anti-Semitic stuff is coming for. Because, like, if you expose what we're doing, people are going to be angry with us. It's like, motherfucker, yeah, I ain't even mean to say motherfucker, but it's like, people going to be angry with you.
Right.
But if you got got them blindfolded, you're going to be, and it's working and nobody's complaining. Yes, you're going to say the person that's trying to come mess up a perfect system that you're benefiting from and unblind and move that blindfold off the blind and now the blind can see. Yeah, you're going to say that's my enemy.
So the wolf is taking and eating up all the sheep, and the sheep finally stand up and fight back, and the wolf say, "Oh,
the sheep
being violent." The wolf say the sheep being violent now.
I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna say the sheep found the shepherd, and the shepherd told the wolf, "You're not eating these sheep no more." And the wolf declared the shepherd the enemy, and the wolf declared the shepherd violent. See, because the sheep can only be a sheep, but see, when you got a shepherd, the shepherd is what comes in between that wolf and them sheep.
I like that.
You feel what I'm saying? And then see the shepherd, and I learned that German shepherds were domesticated in order to fight against wolves. So not only do I got my German shepherd with me, I got my shepherd, that to guide me, and I got my lambs.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So now, that's what we need. We always gonna have lambs in society because not everybody gonna be Kanye. Not everybody. Kanye is trying to act upon as a shepherd right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Kyrie
He need a
too.
couple. Kyrie too. They need a couple dogs around them to help with these pack of wolves that keep coming at them every time they try to protect the lambs, bro.
Facts.
Every single time. And it's not no offense to the wolf, but see, it is offense to the wolf and the wolf's mentality because if you protect the lambs, I can't eat.
Right.
So it is anti-me for you to save your people. And that's the only connection I'm seeing, bro.
Right.
Because I'm sorry. If you stop me from eating, you against me. That's how I feel right now.
Right.
So it's anti-Semitic. But we just want to.
If I can't stop you from eating meat, then you're against me.
So I just want to declare that it is anti-Semitic to wake black people up to any culture taking advantages of them. We just have to define it. I want a definition. You know what I'm saying? The way when I go out there and I speak on it, or when I'm out here, bumping and mingling with different races, I know where I stand with these people. And I always had this thing where I say, if I'm making money with another race, I don't want it just to be them making money off me. We got to be making money together. Or, I make money off you sometimes, you make money off me sometimes. But I know I'm dealing in an economically racial situation where I'm with another party, and the only way this is going to work is if they make money off me. It's racist. I don't want the check. How can I make money off you? You can't. I don't want the deal. How can we make this 50-50? I need to see everything you making off me. We need to cut that in half. Oh, hell no. I don't want the deal.
Right.
And I think we need to get there with this, man. You feel what I'm saying? We selling out for a low cost. Our destruction is $1 billion industry. The rap music, the movies, the stripper scene, the dope scene, all that is billions of dollars based on destruction. And anytime you speak, and anytime you speak up and say, "Let's stop this," somebody comes and says, "Don't you say nothing about that? You be quiet."
Which is pretty interesting because Kanye just went through a spat, or Ye just went through a spat with one of his personal trainers.
Okay.
Who happened to be a Jewish guy. And, Kanye took the text messages, screenshotted them, put them up on his Twitter page. And he basically said that, and we could read the tweet yourself, but it was like along the lines of like, if I say anything that messes up their money, basically,
And this with the Jewish guy text Kanye?
You'll see it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can pull it up. So it said, I was told that if I expose the truth of the bad business practices, everything is going to be taken from me, including my black children. And everyone has bore whiteness. I like the way he put that, whiteness, to the public image tilling of yay. But God has put something on my heart not to back down. So after that tweet, he put up pictures of the text messages between him and
his personal trainer.
And we're going to get to those text messages. So it says, this shows Harley admitting to knowing the truth of our origin, but then later dismissing the facts within the same text chain. Mind you, this is how a Hollywood trainer speaks to a far more influential black celebrity when we get out of line. So in this actual text message, you'll see what he said to Kanye. Up in the corner, it says your origin might be Jewish, right? This is Harley, texting Kanye. And then he goes on further to say what he said. I can't really.
No, he said that part the part says, if you could apologize to one of the texts says your origin may be Jewish. Right. So his Jewish trainer is admitting this. But it said, but it also goes on, if you could, at the bottom of the text, it says, could you please apologize to my people?
Right.
And what
and then Kanye said, that's my people too.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, I love that. So again, he's trying to get Kanye to apologize to the Jewish community, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And Kanye just said,
I am Jewish.
That's my people too.
I don't have to apologize to my people.
It, right?
So if I was to say my family trifling, people say you got to apologize for that. I ain't got to apologize for saying my family. Nigga, that's my family. They trifling.
But pull that right back up one more time for me, Liv, because this another part of the text that stood out, right? He says the trainer says second option.
Yeah, I can have you.
I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, do you know how furious I was when I first read that shit? Because I'm like, here it is, this guy literally admitting to institutionalize him the first time because he said, I'll have you institutionalized again. Kanye said the first time that they drugged him up. They had him drugged up, and they admitted him into the hospital, and then they went and made it public and announced it to TMZ and all that because they wanted to throw this narrative out there that he was crazy. Now he got him on text message, basically admitting to that, saying that, one option was, because he had given him two options. He said, we can sit down and talk out of love and all this other stuff without some information from your stupid friends or something like that, he said. And then he said, second option, I have you institutionalized again, yada, yada.
So who the thugs? That sound like they the thugs, bro.
Drug the crap out of you. You're going to go back to zombie land forever. Like words mean a lot to me. Like zombie land forever. What you trying to say, bro? You threatening your life?
And then they
I take this as a threat on his life, bro.
I mean, and then like I'm sitting up here like as a black man, like, bro, you ain't finna do Kanye, nigga, who is you? But that's how we feel when somebody come out and expose. See, Kanye got kahunas. He telling you what they doing to him. You know what I'm saying? So you got people like me who like, okay, if I ever get my millions and billions, I already know I got to bring an army with me. I got to build. See, that's why they don't want you having militant. They don't want us on one accord. The most, and J. Edgar Hoover said this, the most dangerous and detrimental thing to American society would be the unification of the black man and black people, because it's built on the destruction and demise of us. From day one, it was built on the destruction, demise, and the decaying of black people.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, of course, if we go change that, who is at the bottom for these people to live off of at the top? They will fall. So everything is it's worth killing Kanye. It's worth making him look crazy. And once again, we would take a black man's kids if you don't follow. The only way you could be, and I tell our black women this too, because they are pawns when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Stop letting them this society. I'm not gonna
our children.
Take us from our kids when we go against this society. And I'm noticing that I've been telling my going through this like my relationships, with my mother, my sister, my wife. It's like anytime y'all see a black man go against society, y'all do this from him. Mm-hmm. Our black woman, y'all see him going against society. Y'all let him make it going against society though. Yeah. Let him. You got your hand out.
Got your hand out.
So it's not just them doing it to us. It's our own people. Right. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of black people, when they see you going against the status quo, like we tell your family, oh, I don't want to go to college. Oh, what you gonna be if you don't go to college? Mm-hmm. No, fuck, goddamn, I could be a lot if I don't go to college. Maybe I don't spend time and money going into debt. But guess who told them what that status quo was?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So we as black people, man, whenever we are told by our own people that, hey, I'm finna go against the grain, man. I'm finna run for freedom, man. That's what I call it. You got a bunch of slaves. You got some slaves. I'm just gonna stay a slave because I'm scared to run. Then you got that one slave that say, man, I'm finna run. The other slaves think, well, what if he make it? Nah, I gotta tell master on this nigga. Mm-hmm. So we like this because of us. Because guess what? Some of us want to run. And when other of us hear that, we do whatever we can to stop them from running. Because we're too scared to run, and we're too scared that they going to make it.
Or we get on national TV and call them an idiot for running.
That's slave catching right there.
Yeah.
That's slave catching. That's slave catching at its finest, man. And we're going to start calling for what it is.
Slave catching.
You going out there.
You going out the window on your own. Nobody told you to do that. And if they did, again, like I said, that means you're getting paid to turn on your brother.
Anytime a black man is attacking another black man on national TV for anything, he's slave catching.
Slave catching.
If you turn your head to it, we Brett Favre. We're going to Brett Favre. We don't slave catch, bro. You know what I'm saying? If we see our people do outside of speaking against, hurting women, hurting children, I'm not going to say the R word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Doing anything that's just, detrimental to the world, just this lack of morality. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Brett Favre did. And they still, I just described Brett Favre. Yeah. They still, we ain't got nothing to say about Negro. We just don't. Right. We'll let the world talk about us. We're not going to take movie roles no more. That's detrimental to us. So how about that?
Right.
We're not writing songs and we're not participating in any song or music that's going to be detrimental to our people. So what does that mean? That means our people going to do what Kanye did. They're going to have to lose out on the people who are playing that puppet role going to lose out on millions and millions and millions of dollars. Because when they took Kanye billions, they just gave him to Diddy. Diddy became a certified billionaire the week after, and him and Kanye was arguing. So they just keep a Negro. And they'll have one Negro in place to help them keep $100 million down. And they'll give that Negro $100 million to rob the billions from this people. And it ain't worth that, man. That shouldn't be worth that. You feel what I'm saying? Diddy, yeah, you're a billionaire, bro. I'm proud of you. Happy for you. You ain't finna get nailed out of your people because you'll piss them people off if you do so. Now we see why the black churches don't put no money into the community.
Now we see why Kanye was a genius for getting out of those deals so he can be independent and own all his shit.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Because
he can do it by his fucking self.
Now he can do it by himself. And as long as we as his people don't say we don't need Adidas to be on Kanye stuff to buy Yeezys. We don't need Nike or nobody to be on Yeezy brand to buy. I'm going to pay the same $500 for the slides. And I know ain't no Jewish or nobody outside of our ethnic group is getting the money. Now watch Negroes start saying, well, is the Yeezy slides really worth $500 now?
And you know what else?
That get on my nerve.
You know what else drive me crazy too? You know how we had this whole, every year you have a bunch of artists that come out and be complaining about their contracts and shit. Mm-hmm. And complaining about, oh, I ain't get paid off my first, second album. Like, why are all those people silent when one of the things Kanye is calling for is for these fucking record labels and basketball execs and football execs to open up all the contracts and go through all these fucked up contracts and let's compare and contrast and see what percentage is going out and how they, all across the board is raping motherfuckers in every industry. Like, and I cursed already. We trying to limit the cursing,
But I'm gonna raise my hand like I'm in class.
But you could get it right now because I'm gonna pass it to you. But yeah, like why those people not standing up with Ye right now?
Because obviously the Jews got a lot of dope they will hit you with. They will hit you with. Them Jews told him, "Hey, bro, we'll hit you with this dope, bro." So it ain't that we won't stand up for each other. We got to be willing to die about it, man. But guess what we is? It's called Crips and Bloods. It's called No Side, West Side. We like that with each other.
Right.
Oh, Verge better not be wearing that weird sweater, and I got a blue sweater, and I know if I go shoot at Verge gonna shoot at me, we just gonna die together. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, but if it had to be somebody else saying we're going to go tranquilize Kanye, and we saying, nah, you ain't finna tranquilize Kanye, you not finna, we're going to rise up, we're going to die about this, nigga. We're going to die about this.
Fact.
We'll die behind hating on one another and stealing from one another.
We won't die behind standing up with one another.
We have to take the rules. And see, that's what's so dangerous. What Muhammad Ali and what Malcolm X taught me is that they have trained their worst enemy. It's kind of like building a robot that can start thinking for itself now. This is what we're going through with black people. We made them ignorant. We made them militant. We made them violent. We've also taught them how to economically control themselves when it comes to drug dealing, because there's a lot of drug dealers that until the FBI and the CIA come shut them down, they got their neighborhood on lock. And I'm starting to understand that's when they really come shut them drug dealers down, is when they start giving out too many turkeys. See, that's when they come send them to jail, not when they selling drugs. So when I look at it like that, it's like I'm starting to see that, okay, at the end of the day, we take all that out, we're successful, but they gonna fall. We have to understand that we are the robot, that if we start thinking for ourselves, we gonna turn on the creator. Yeah. We Frankenstein. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, we done right now, but if we ever wake up, and this is what Malcolm X was saying, they are so afraid that if we ever decide to do unto them what they have done unto us, they couldn't stop it. Right. They wouldn't nothing there, because it'd be so much anger. It'll be, and then you gotta think, we'll stop killing us and we'll start multiplying. Then you got to think, we'll start organizing, we'll start bringing our resources together, all that. So it's like, to me, it's like they've done too much wrong to even come out and never make it right. It's like, we just got to keep this wrong forever. It's like, we got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to keep this wrong forever. And if we don't, then there's going to be a consequence. Right. No, everything that goes up must come down. Everything that you put out is coming back. To me, it's like obvious. You made a lot off these people destroying themselves. These people being my people. Speaking in like a third person type of sense. Is that gonna come back to them? And is that what they trying to avoid? Is that what because they know the Jewish people believe in great laws, universal laws. I mean, I picked up the Torah a million times. That's what I'd rather read from than the Bible, because it's more fulfilling things in the Torah than it is in the Bible. But one thing in the Torah is, you're gonna receive what you get, and they know that. They know that one day they will get back everything that they have done. So to me, it's like they're petrified of that day, or the awakening of our black people. Because even if we don't attack them, if we just stop letting them use us the way, that might be just as detrimental. Yeah. So what do you think as far as the steps we need to take to, once again, clear out this anti-Semitic nonsense, and how can we speak out against those who are taking advantage of our culture without offending other people, man? Or is that not possible because of the wolf mentality?
It is possible. We're not going to get all our people on board, and I know that for a fact, because you're going to have the Shaqs of the world, the Barclays of the world. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's really us just coming together, and the ones that's going to stand on their square, the Kanyes, the Kyries, the Antonio Browns, right? Because he's still supporting Kanye throughout. He's been vocal about supporting Kanye.
Like, they think he's crazy. What we're talking about. Like, they make Antonio Brown seem crazy.
Right. Like, be vocal and supporting your brothers when you know that they doing right and they doing what's beneficial.
And they standing against the world for people,
right?
Yeah.
And they risking their life. They risking their livelihood. They risking everything, their money at this point, because same thing, like Kanye losing some money, they trying to make Kyrie lose money.
Yeah.
Spending for 5 days, that's money being lost. You know what I'm saying? So these brothers are standing up and standing on their square and what they believe in, against all odds and against the consequences. And I feel like they need nothing more than us to be right there supporting them, especially us that know that what they doing is honorable. Like, what they doing come from a place of integrity and a place of good faith. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we need to be supporting them, bro.
I mean, you just got to support anybody that got your best interest at heart. I don't get that. Like, I mean, I can have somebody that's in my life and they say, well, I support you, but the country, I support everybody too. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, I rock with that. But then if I have somebody be like, well, I support just you, I tell the other person, you good, bro. I'm good. I ain't gonna waste your time. Go support everybody else. I'm gonna rock with the person that's just gonna support me. So at some point, it has to stop being offensive for black to support black. Right. I am not putting down any other race unless races are taking advantage of me by putting me down, by supporting black, by rising black up, by educating black, by giving black financial literacy. I'm not being anti-nothing by doing that. I'm being pro-me. The only way I'm being anti-you is if you against me. And well, guess what? A negative times a negative equals a positive. We'll work it out anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm against you because I'm for me, then guess what? It'll work out, but it's going to work out in my favor every time, because I'm not going to sit up here and continue to be humble and say, I don't want to offend other. Man, I remember being a little kid, man, I went to Europe, out the ghetto. And I'm going to close with this. Man, I remember going to Europe with some rich white people. I mean, that was the first time going on that Euro trip, I realized how poor I was. I had the little cameras where, it was disposable cameras. I went to go take a picture of the Eiffel Tower. This white girl pulled out her camera went, you know what I'm saying? She chicken. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Scrolling, doing a little thing. The old school camera joints, you know what I'm saying? We go to eat, I'm over here like, Mom, I'm in the restaurant. I got like $5 on me. Everything in here like 13, 14 euro. Little white boy, want me to spot you? I'm like, I didn't realize how poor I was until I actually got into a situation where, nah, bro, I'm a different type of poor. Like I'm not well, like something's wrong. I went to Baylor and I'm watching all these other kids who parents can send them. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm a different type of poor, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna get my books. I didn't sign up for school. I don't even know how I'm pay for my books this semester. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm sneaking in the dining halls trying to eat for free. This is what, and I go look at all the other black kids. They're like, yeah, I can teach you because this is what we all been going through. And people been going through this. When are we gonna stop this? Right. We would have to be pro-black to stop that. Right. But that would mean people can't take advantage of us economically anymore. They would have to find a new hustle. So that's what we have to do as black people. We got to make these other coaches find a new hustle. I'm sorry, Miss Ying Ying. Miss Ying Ying, I make good chicken fried rice and shrimp fried rice. We don't need you making chicken fried rice and shrimp fried rice in our hood no more. Go make chicken fried rice in your hood and sell it to your people. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to make and we have to understand that that's going to be the only way we get out of this situation and get respect from the world economically. Right. There's nothing else I can say. You know what I'm saying? We got to just separate. I mean, I'm not saying separate as far as living with each other, but economically, right now, we need to see who for us and who against us, and we only going to see that if we separate economically. Like I told you, if they won't get money with you or divide the bread in half, right, or help you, or they be the puppet while you make money off them as well, that be the relationship. Okay, why don't y'all go make some songs about y'all people, being hoes and selling dope and all that every now. We'll swap it out. They're not doing that. So it's not for you. So don't take the money. Right. It has to be fair business, and that's it. Yeah, I'm not taking no robbery for no amount of dollars. You can't make $1 billion off me and pay me $1 million. I don't care if I come from nothing. I just stay with nothing because that's still robbing. I'm getting robbed for $900 million. Right. When I take that $100 million out that $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. And I'm not doing, we need to stop doing that, bro. Yeah. We're not putting our people out there no more. We're not talking about our people no more. We're not acting these dumb roles no more in the movies. And we can't make this dumb music no more, man.
No, you got a point, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. I'm lit about this.
I agree with everything you said.
Said he gonna tranquilize my guy, man. Nah,
said he
dog.
Drug him up, bro.
Nah, I'm kind of lit, and if it's that
play dates with the kids won't be the same no more. I'm listening, like, dude, that was disrespectful.
Then we need to sacrifice our kids as men. We need to sacrifice our lives as men to make it better. It's worth dying then. All he said was it's worth dying because we're gonna die anyway. I'm dying slowly every day. This lifestyle like a cancer to me. I'm watching all my other people. Kanye has to sit back knowing the truth, watching all his other people die. That's a different type of guilt. Right. Watching all his other people suffer.
That's why he said my people sick.
My people sick. You feel what I'm saying? He kept saying? So, look, all they saying is it's gonna cost our kids, they're gonna take our kids, so be it. We have to look at whatever price we gotta pay it, man. Right. So if that means you're gonna dope me up, cool. You gonna kill me off, cool. You gonna take my kids, take my out, cool. Kim K, fire them up, cool. Bye, Kim. I got another baby girl pulling up. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be worth the lifestyle they giving us ain't worth from the lifestyle they taking from our people. I don't want to be the one Negro balling, right? And 100,000 of me suffering. Mm-hmm. I don't want that no more. I want to be the Negro that my culture is blessed, right? All of us. And if we can't have it like that, then we'll all suffer together. Because somehow, some way, that I don't know what else to do. One of us can't be balling without the other one, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to come with this together. They got to bless one of us or curse all of us. We come as one. Yeah. The divisiveness, Shaq, cut it out. Brett Favre.
Yeah, talk about Brett.
We're not slave catching no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's been a good show.
No slave catching.
No slave catching no more, bro. The last day we're gonna stay at the show. We are not. And guess what? Child support is slave catching. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Shooting your homie behind an ounce of weed is slave catching. We're not slave catching no more, bro. We're not putting ourselves down so other people can control us no more, man. Right. We're not doing that. We're not beating our women no more. That's slave catching. We're not having children we now intend to take care of no more. That's slave catching. Because where that child gonna go? That child gonna go to jail. That's slave catching, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're not. Come on now. 2 P's in the podcast. We're gonna cut it out today with the whole we're not gonna be anti-Semitic, but we damn sure gonna say if being anti-Semitic is saying we're not gonna slave catch, then we might fit the definition.
Yeah. Right. Right.
We're not doing it no more, man. Right. Anything else you want to say on the topic first, man?
Nah, man. I think enough was said, bro.
Yeah, man.
You really, hit it home with a lot of points that you was making, and man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we was able to get this out there to the people peacefully.
I didn't mean to offend nobody.
And we gonna go ahead and just do shit. Like that's what we doing from now on. No more talking about it. There's no more what ifs. There's no more maybes. We just gonna go do it. And there's no more hope. No more fucking hope. So we're going to leave you with this last video with some wise words from Dick Gregory.
This my uncle. This granddaddy Dick Gregory. Everybody granddaddy.
Well, I hope that's
true. Ain't no hope. I don't give them fucking hope, man. Hope you going to pay your goddamn rent. Hope your car work. Come on, man. Ain't no but bullshit.
No, I'm just saying I think a lot of black people are being brainwashed.
It ain't got nothing to do with them.
Okay.
And here, if you say I'd like to go to Paris this year, but I can't afford, you just told 75 trillion cells to see to you don't get to Paris. Huh? That's who you are. And when you find that out, when they told me I had the worst cancer you can find, I told my son, Doc, I said, don't show that to your mother, till after your sister get married. And I gave it a report. How could they do this? I said, bitch, you better get out of here. You think I'm leaving this pussy here for your high school sweetheart? You out your mind. I ain't going nowhere. I know I'm not going nowhere. If you hope don't work. You never heard no rich, powerful motherfucker say hope